it never stops coming, guys. That's how it is. Everybody just keeps on walking. Alright, so we're heading up 6th Avenue. Oh man, there's an awesome fair here. My DP, my lovely, beautiful DP, would love it here because she is a sucker for fairs and farmers markets. She will spend all her money buying food and trinkets, and she's very creative as well. Extremely helpful. And without her help, creating some of the content would be a nightmare. She's very organized. I mean, I'm organized too, but you know, not like her. She's got skills. Growing up out here is a very unique experience, I would say. You learn a lot about life, about people, and just overall, you know, it's a different experience. I wouldn't actually trade it for anything really, because I've, like, growing up here actually, I would say, made me who I am. I know it's kind of like cheesy when you say that, but I never realized, you know, how different I was from other people until I started, how do you call it, started going to Long Island a lot more, and started seeing how the kids are being raised, or a younger generation, I would say, because, you know, I'm not old, I wouldn't say that. It's very different. People are very needy and expect everything to be handed to them, and I tend to notice that, you know, newer generation is kind of weak, really more not weak, soft. That's the proper word you want to use. Kind of soft, and it's a different demographic. You know, I grew up with dudes wanting to jump me, you know, after school, like, you know. Nowadays, if you tell a kid, like, you know, oh, you suck, oh, that's verbal abuse. Oh my God, I don't believe you just said that. You verbally abused this kid and said such and such. And I'm thinking about it like, man, I remember being in high school or something like that. Like, kids would go out there and, like, wait for me after school. Like, you know, we're gonna kick your ass. And it'd be like 2 or 3 of them. I'm like, what do you call that? If, you know, saying like a curse word to a kid or saying something like that is called verbal abuse now, what do you call what do you call kids waiting for me to beat my ass after school nowadays, you know? So, but thankfully, you know, I don't take stuff like that for granted, you know. Made me a tougher cookie, my man. I'm actually at the point, I don't think anybody's gonna be able to fuck with me at this point, really, to be honest. You would have to be a fool to actually, you know, say anything to me. I remember being in school where dudes would be like, we're gonna fuck you up after school. And I'd be like, alright. See, I'm the kind of guy where I don't mind. You can fuck me up. You could bring like 3 dudes, you know, no problem. But you guys might get me. But the one guy that actually I do get, you're fucked, you know. My entire thing is, you know, stand your ground and don't let people mess with you, because at the end of the day, you know, whatever you do has repercussions, you know, even if it was something small, you know. A pretty common thing I notice, like, you know, when I watch videos and somebody would be like, for example, someone's riding, and while they're riding, somebody pull up next to them and they're not wearing like a jacket or something, and the person don't say anything, and then once the person rides away, and they, you know, they yap off, you know, they say certain things like, oh, this person's this and that, and no jacket is squeed, they're gonna do this, they're gonna, you know, where I'm from, you say that shit to someone's face, you know what I mean? You can't be a tough guy when people walk around. I mean, when they walk away, you know? If you have something to say, you open up and say it. You know what I mean? You be ready for that consequence. And I don't mean that just with like the whole jacket thing. I'm just saying, like, you know, I've seen a few videos where people are quick to say things about people that's on the road or riders, blah blah blah. Me personally, I don't say anything, man. I'm less talk really when it comes to stuff like that. If somebody has something to say it. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't want to spend the time and energy. Moral of the story: don't get tough when somebody walks away. That doesn't make you a tough guy at all. Actually, not even a little bit. If you have something to say it to the person. Don't say it after they walk away and then you go and upload to YouTube. That just kind of weird to me, you know.